The geomorphic cycle. The first and in many ways most important model of landscape development was propounded by William Morris Davis, an American geographer and geomorphologist active in the 1890s and early 1900s. He called it the geographic cycle, but many of his students considered the adjective too generalized, and so the theory came to be known as the cycle of erosion. This term, in turn, was considered too restrictive because weathering and deposition are also involved, and so the Davisian theory is now usually referred to as the geomorphic cycle. Davis envisioned a continuous sequence of terrain evolution in which a relatively flat surface is uplifted, then incised by fluvial erosion into a landscape of slopes and valleys, and finally denuded until it is once again a flat surface at low elevation. He likened this sequence to the life cycle of an organism. Recognizing stages of development he called youth, maturity, and old age. Davis stressed that any landscape can be comprehended by analyzing structure, process, and stage. Structure refers to the type and arrangement of the underlying rocks and surface materials. Process is concerned with the internal and external forces that shape the landforms. And stage is the length of time during which the processes have been at work. Initial surface. Davis postulated that the initial surface is uplifted relatively rapidly so that erosion has little time to act until the uplift is complete. Thus, the initial surface consists of relatively flat land far above sea level. He further assumed no significant subsequent crustal movement or deformation for the duration of the cycle, as well as a stable base level during all stages. Youth. During the youthful stage of development, streams become established and a drainage pattern begins to take shape. These streams, which incise deep, narrow, steep-sided, V-shaped valleys, flow rapidly and have irregular gradients marked by waterfalls and rapids. During this stage, most of the initial surface is broad, flattish interfluves, largely unaffected by stream erosion and encompassing shallow lakes and swamps because of the incomplete drainage system. Maturity. In the mature stage, the main streams approach an equilibrium condition, having worn away the falls and rapids and develop smooth profiles. Vertical erosion ceases in the main valleys, the streams begin to meander, floodplains are formed, and the drainage system is more extensive than in the youth stage. The interfluves are thoroughly dissected during this stage, their lakes and swamps drained by headward erosion, and their remnants existing only as narrow drainage divides between valleys. Whereas youth is characterized by the presence of a vast area of initial surface, maturity is marked by the absence of initial surface. Old age. With the passage of a vast amount of time, erosion reduces the entire landscape to near base level. Sloping land is virtually absent, and the entire region is dominated by extensive floodplains over which a few major streams meander broadly and slowly. Peneplain. The end product of the geomorphic cycle is a flat, featureless landscape with minimal relief. Davis called this peneplain. Plain is Latin for almost, hence almost a plain. He envisioned occasional remnants of exceptionally resistant rock rising slightly above the peneplain surface. Such erosional remnants are dubbed monadnocks after a mountain of this name in New Hampshire. Rejuvenation. Because Davis recognized that the extraordinary long time without crustal deformation required by his model is unlikely. His theory also covered rejuvenation, whereby regional uplift could raise the land and interrupt the cycle at any stage. This tectonic activity would re-energize the system, initiate a new period of down-cutting, and restart the cycle. And that's the geomorphic cycle. Have a great day.